he wants to understand ideology as the prioritization of action. So it's not just about belief. I think there's a superficial way of understanding ideology where it just becomes belief, and we might then associate ideology as sort of a religious passion or make comparisons to religion. There's a bit of that in Furet's work, but I think he's a careful enough thinker not to just say that they're the same. And there are people who did say they were the same and do say they're the same. Sometimes read about this, say contemporary commentators who are looking at revolutionary politics or commenting on the contemporary left. They're quick to make a kind of religious comparison. And Furet is warning us against that, saying if we want to understand the 20th century, don't just associate ideology with belief. Don't just associate ideology with faith or some kind of displaced theology. It's about the priority of action. It's activism in the precise sense of the term, we can say. So we are called to act in particular ways. The ideology, the set of ideas that we impose upon the world to explain the world, calls us to action to realize the objectives that set of ideas has already determined. So this places fairly narrow constraints on what must be done. I think this is an important part to bear in mind, is we don't just end up with a willy-nilly, we can do whatever we want in these kinds of ideological regimes. It's not like they're arbitrary in the strict sense of the word, as one thing can be done here, one thing can be done there. But it does impose things that must be done and that are absolutely imperative to do it. And herein we have for Furet no scruples about means.
So you might say it's the kind of collapsing of the space between theory and practice is what
I think. Yeah, and the primacy of action over theory, I think is the key part. Again, I think that just thinking of the term activism, something I've reflected on lately. The specific meaning of the term is to prioritize our acts over our thoughts. Yes, thoughts might inform our actions, but the point of it all is to act. It's about the elevation of action to realize objectives. The point is thought isn't good enough. Thinking isn't good enough. Reflection isn't good enough.